Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. All right. Well, I am so excited because this is our very first episode, season 1, episode 1 of My Beauty Buzz. And so I am Stephanie Richter, and I've been with Mary Kay for 32 years. Wow. And love it more than ever. And I'm so excited because I was just telling this to Jessye. I'll introduce you to my awesome Jessye here in just a second. But I was just saying this, that I think that it's so important that women hear other women's stories for a lot of reasons. One, so that we can be inspired. Two, so sometimes we can use the wisdom and avoid something in our future, right?
Yeah.
Like I wasn't smart enough when I was younger to really get that. Now I'm like, tell me all your stuff, because then I can take all the stuff and then maybe I can avoid some of the stuff. So, there's some wisdom in that, right? The other thing is so inspiration, but also there's things to learn. So, there's like, not only can I learn from you in the way that maybe there's things you did that you can help me not flow over into the ditch, but also things to learn that can be stepping stones. And I also think that it's really good for us as women to celebrate other women and to really just stop and listen and not measure and not, what we do, like, all the things that we do when we compare and all of that. So in this episode, I want you all that are watching, if you're a customer, thank you for watching. We're going to do some fun product. Jesse's going to share some fun product summer tips that I'm like, oh, I can't wait to hear. There's a couple that I'm like, well, I haven't seen that. So we'll share those. And if you're a consultant, I want you to really listen. So just sit back, relax, and learn and enjoy and be inspired. That's what we want for you. And we're just going to take a little bit of your time, and we want to add some joy to your life. So I get to introduce you to Jessye Nichols. So I'm up in the Seattle area. Jessye is down in the Portland area. So we're all PNW girls. We got a little sunshine. Finally, summer has sprung. I don't know if that's true, but anyways, we're hoping. So us up in this Pacific Northwest, it's just a whole different ball game for us this time of year. It gets really busy because we get such a short amount of summer. And so we wanted to really bring you something that's power packed and in a short little bundle. So Jessye is an offspring sales director of mine. I know that's kind of a weird word. It's kind of a Mary Kay lingo word, but that means that she was within my organization, and then she became a director. And that's the goal, right? I mean, if you think about your kids, you want them to go fly, like go fly and do your thing and create and build and run in your strengths and all that stuff. So, and she has been busting it these last few years and learning so much. And it has been such a joy, Jessye, to be able to work with you and side by side with you and learn from you. And I don't want to, there's a couple of things I was going to say that I really love about you, but they're going to be within the questions. Okay. So we'll get to that. But I appreciate you taking time and sliding in here and chit-chatting with me. It's nice to see you face-to-face instead of on voice, right?
I know.
It's so much fun. Okay, so Jessye, I have a couple questions for you.
Okay.
So when you were approached about your Mary Kay business, what preconceived ideas did you have?
Well, my preconceived idea of Mary Kay was that it was for Southern women with perms and blue eyeshadow. And it was not for me.
That's so funny. I had the same thing, like that big hair.
Yeah. And I also, my other, I guess, thought was that people that sold Mary Kay were cute and they made $5.
Well, I think part of that's true. I think that people that do Mary Kay are cute.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the $5, I mean, if they only want to make $5, then they can make $5. But sure. There is a whole lot more to be had in that, for sure. Isn't it funny, though? So let me ask you this. I didn't tell you I was going to ask you this, but it just came to me. So why do you think it is that you had those misconceptions? Because I had some of those too, and I don't know where they came from.
I think the Southern woman with the perm and the blue eyeshadow is because Mary Kay Ash was a Southern woman with a perm and blue eyeshadow. And I think that
a wig. She wore wigs.
Yeah. When you think of Mary Kay, you think of Mary Kay Ash. But Mary Kay has done such an incredible job of staying relevant that that's just not even true anymore. Right. And then the preconceived notion, I don't know where that really came from. I think that probably because it's not a traditional job, it's not something that we instantly assume is a career. But I would say like it's certainly been way more of a career for me than anything else out there.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And isn't it interesting? And I guess it's, if you stop and think about it, like one of the things that I think we can take from this, just this question right here, is to ask ourselves, what other things do I have preconceived ideas about that I go into, or that I just don't even like think about? And it doesn't, I mean, it could be anything or anybody. So it's just an important thing to ask ourselves. Like, there's a word that I learned not too long ago, and it is assumicide.
Oh, that's good.
Make assumptions, and then we just make an assumption, and then we don't even like, well, it's that. I don't even know it, but it's that, or she's that, or he's that, or it's, whatever it is. And then what we do is we just take away the opportunity for ourselves to learn. We just take ourselves right out of the picture. We might go towards that thing and learn about it and go, yep, I was right. I was right. Yeah. It's that. But then most of the time, if it's a suicide, it's not. Okay. So I really want to know this answer to this question. This is, I think you might answer it based on some of the things that I just think are so cool about you. So what strength did you discover about yourself? Because and I want to just preface this because not everybody's going to know that within Mary Kay, not only do we share the product with our clients, and so we build relationships and we communicate and we love our clients and we want to serve our clients. So there's that part of our business. And then because we've made decisions to become directors in Mary Kay, then we're also leaders. So we lead our consultants to build whatever size of business it is that they want. And so then we get to speak into those lives, and those women then get to learn from us. And then, of course, we have people we learn from, right? Really, truly is that whole, the shoulders. What is it when you stand on the shoulders of the people that went before you? It really, Mary Kay is that so much.
Yeah.
So we find ourselves in this kind of environment of serving in many different capacities and in some really great leadership positions. So what strength have you found yourself in all that that you were surprised about?
I think that there's so many. So prior to starting my business, I think I had like pretty low confidence. I didn't really believe in myself. And I think that sometimes, well, not even sometimes, a lot of times working for someone else does not set you up to believe in yourself or have confidence in yourself, because you're constantly waiting around for someone to tell you what to do versus knowing intuitively what to do. And I think that's been a big skill, is like, you know what to do. Like, you know how to be a business owner, even if you don't think you know how to be a business owner. I promise you do actually know.
So
you
true.
just have to, you have to get to this place where you trust your own instinct. But a big thing for me that I learned through Mary Kay and we worked with some cool things like strength finders. I didn't even know that people have 5 strengths that make them unique, and no one in the world has the same 5 strengths. I never knew that. I think that's really cool.
It's like 1 in 2 million something if they were in the same order.
Wow.
Of your strengths. I think it's about 30 or something. Anyways, it's pretty remarkable.
Yeah, I didn't even know that was a thing. And so like really, I've learned a lot about myself in my Mary Kay business, but the big thing is strategy, how much I love to strategize. And strategy is a huge part of business. It's a huge part of sales. And it's a skill I don't think I ever would have got to utilize that skill had I not have started a Mary Kay business.
Yeah. It's really interesting, isn't it? The dynamic of how we build our businesses, and we get so much support, and it's such a loving, challenging, safe environment to grow in. You alluded to that not always being the case out there in the real world. That surely was not the situation for me in teaching. I was a teacher before I started, and I never felt. I just felt like a failure most all the time. Is actually how I felt. And probably I really wasn't that great of a teacher, to be honest, but I didn't get past my first year. So I never gave it enough time to even do that. You said something that I think is so good. When you said intuitively, you do know. And I think that is very true, that there's that confidence that comes as you grow in a safe environment that then puts you in a position to say, yes, I do know this, that you don't have to always be questioning. I always tell moms or just even even women that that maybe have done things in their life that they've like PTA, or I mean, it can be volunteer. It doesn't even have to be moms, but if you run a home, you run a business.
Yeah.
It's just, you have a budget, you got inventory, it's your pantry, and it's what is it when it perishable? It's perishable.
Oh,
I'm so
yeah.
glad our product's not perishable.
It expires.
It's consumable, which is great because that's
Yeah.
what keeps us in relationship with our clients, and that builds a great secondary income with our reorder business. But the other part that you said that I think is so valuable is learning about yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not about us. We don't put ourselves in the center and it's all about us. But when we learn about ourselves, it's like I said at the very beginning, how you can learn when you're headed towards the ditch. It's like, okay, like the red flag, I know that this is how I respond when I'm fearful. And so I'm not going to head to the fear ditch. I'm not going in because I know this about myself now. So I'm going to choose a new pattern.
Yeah.
But in our Mary Kay business, we really do get to have that environment where we can see patterns. And then we have people around us that help us see those patterns. And then there's people around us that help us change those patterns. And when you become a better version of yourself, you become a better wife, a better friend, a better auntie, a better neighbor, a better mom, a better grandma, all those things, and then it's, what is that? I always say this, I always get quotes like partly, I never get the whole quote. And then somebody always has to tell me the rest. It's like when the tide rises, all the boats rise.
I don't know that one either, but that sounds right. Scientifically, that would be a fact.
Thank you. We're going to strategize the tide rising. And so like when the leader rises, all the boats rise.
Yes.
And you're a leader. If you don't feel like a leader, you are a leader, because leaders are influencers, and that you influence somebody. Okay, so I'm going to ask you one more question, then we're going to play with some product. Are you ready?
Yes.
And then I'll close out with the last question. What do you think has been most meaningful or impactful in that you have so far in your Mary Kay business? Because you got lots of years ahead of you.
Like a specific moment in my business, or
could be if that's what I don't have any rules for your answer. So what would be the most impactful or most meaningful? Whatever comes to mind.
The most impactful or meaningful moment in my business was when 2 of my team members earned their own car.
Yes,
because it's one thing to earn your own car. I've earned 7. It feels great. There's nothing like seeing something inside of someone else and watching them grow into that person and claim that and really do that and see for themselves that they can do hard things and they can do great things and they can inspire others.
Absolutely. That's so true, Jessye. And that's really what Mary Kay asked us to do. It really is. She really asked us to pass it on and keep passing, not just the product, but the opportunity, the leadership, the belief, the faith, the priorities. Mary Kay taught us to put our faith in our families before our career. She taught us to run our businesses by the golden rule. That was all new to me. I was like, oh, that's all nice for you guys, but whatever. I'm just going to go make some money. And then of course you stick around for long and you go, wow, there's a lot more here than I thought there was. So, okay, so I'm going to close with another question, but don't let me forget, because I think it's a good one. All right, but let's talk about some fun product that you have and some fun summer hacks.
Yes. Okay. So I have 3 summer tips and hacks for you. I don't know if they're really hacks, but they're just like products you need to have. It's just facts. So I have dry skin. I don't know if any of y'all have dry skin, but I do have very dry skin. And I know some people in the summer, they get oily. That doesn't really happen to me. I'm just very dry. I spend even more time in the sun. Number one, we're wearing sunscreen, but my skin does get very dry from that. And so one of my hacks, 2 of my hacks have to do with hydration. And so hack number 1 is this camera.
I know it's backwards.
The makeup finishing spray. And if you have not used this product before, you have not lived. It's amazing. And so this is good for my oily friends, but it's really good for dry friends as well. Is after you do your makeup and you spend all that time doing that, you want it to look like that at 9 o'clock at night, especially if you're going outside. And so you're going to mist your face with the finishing spray. It's going to hold the product on. But this is something I don't think everyone knows. And that is that you can use this throughout the day as your face feels kind of tight and dry. You can do some more mists and kind of freshen up your face, and it's hydrating. And so I recommend keeping this in your purse. So have one for your house, have one for your purse, have one for your car. Have these. They're amazing. And this is an awesome little product that makes a huge, huge difference. Now
I'm oily, and I use that because it will actually kind of mattify too without being dry. It's not like it's powdery or like, dry, but I'll get I'm not oily. I shouldn't say I'm oily. I'm T-zone.
Like a combo. Yes.
Combo. And it's awesome for that.
It's awesome for everybody. And I just think everyone needs it. So
yeah, it lasts a really long time too.
Figure out this camera, but here we go. It's amazing. Okay. Product number 2, also for people with dry skin, also for people with oily skin, combo skin. It's for everybody. But when I'm thinking of summer, I'm thinking about looking youthful. I'm thinking about this brand new booster product that literally has changed people's skin. So what I want to say about this product is this is part of the Clinical Solutions line. And that was when we first came out last January with our 0.5% retinol. And that was a big deal because a lot of our like Mary Kay people like Stephanie and me, we've been using the best skincare for years and years and years. And then we came out with retinol and it was like, whoa, our skin looks even better than it already did. Like,
I couldn't believe it.
Could it even look any better? I don't even know. And so when these boosters came out, you guys, I'm going to be real. I was like, I'm skeptical. Okay. So I was like,
I didn't get them right at first. I didn't quite understand.
Right. It's like a booster for your Jamba. I was like, I don't even drink Jamba. I don't get it. So I didn't use them. But when I started using these, my skin looked even better than I thought it could look. And so what this is hyaluronic acid and ceramide. And so what this does is it helps to protect our skin moisture barrier, which is really important. And this is something you can use twice a day. And I have to show you how cool it is because it comes in this fancy little dropper. And I don't know about you, but I just like being fancy.
So I like them to be pretty. I like my product to be pretty.
This is like all those fancy Instagram influencers, when they like drip the product on their face. I put it in my hand because I don't like to waste it. But you do a couple drops and you rub this all over your face right after you wash your face and before you use a serum. And this product is so lightweight. It dries almost instantly, but your skin feels plump. It feels hydrated. Your skin looks smooth. And like when I think of like summer makeup, I think of like this dewy, very light makeup that's in. You achieve that kind of look with proper hydration, not with not using moisturizer. You need hydration, and this will give you that really dewy look. You can put your foundation on top. I use like a luminous in the summer, or if you top this with CC cream, it'll look like you have no makeup on, but just like it's like that. I just woke up like this look. It's amazing. So everyone needs that.
Another thing that I love about that, because I love the retinol, but sometimes my throat will get a little bit a little dry from the retinol. I have to just really time it, but just the rest of my face is fine. So I use that extra on my throat. So I'll make sure that I do it like right after I do the retinol. Huge difference. I don't have that dryness on my throat anymore at all.
That's a good tip too for anyone that's interested in starting the retinol. Like we do have our I have it with me. We have our milk, which Mary Kay has a patent on, but this is like even better. It's like
together those are really like powerful.
Yes, this is something that makes Mary Kay products unique is they're all designed with each other in mind. And so Mary Kay products play well with other Mary Kay products and they play even better together than alone. And the first time I used
way more fun.
I made a video and I demoed it and I dropped it in my hand and I left it until I finished the video and I could actually see in my palm where that product had gone. And that's what made me be like, okay, I'm trying this. It's amazing. So this is a cool product that I want to share with you guys. These are limited edition just for the summer. But remember how I told you guys about hyaluronic acid? These are gel cheek colors and they have hyaluronic acid in them.
Got that.
Which is so cool. Yeah. So kind of like we're talking about is like hydration. We want our skin to look plump. And I think the word is plump and supple, even though it's spelled like supple. Supple.
Supple.
Supple. Okay, plump and supple. So we have these 4 colors, and I want to tell you, like, even this berry, it does not look like that on your face. It is not scary. It's beautiful. These colors look good on everyone. They were designed with every skin tone in mind. And I love these because it's going to give you a different kind of cheek look than a powder. It's going to be more dewy and glowy and more kind of on trend. Cheeks are really in right now. It's all about the cheeks. It used to be all about the bronzer. It's all about the blush right now. And so I will show you guys how to apply one of these. I'm going to go with,
I'm excited to see this.
Yeah, I'm already wearing the peach. So I'm going to go with my favorite. It's called, oh gosh, I want to call it Juicy Peach. It's actually called Dewy Peach is what it's called.
That's my favorite too. I love it.
Yeah, it's so pretty. And you guys, the other thing I wanted to say about this too, you can mix them together. So,
I didn't thought of that.
Yes, you can layer them. They're really cool. But I use the Mary Kay cheek brush, and something I love about Mary Kay tools is their synthetic hair. And so you can use these on powder. You can use them on gel. You can use them. I saw someone using these to apply sunscreen the other day, which I thought was really smart. So everyone needs that. So I put a little on my hand. And then the cool thing about the cheek brush is it's actually angled for contouring. Can you guys see that? And there's a spot for you to put your thumb so that you can angle. Okay, so we're just going to get a little on the brush. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to come in like right on the cheekbone, and we're just going to work that kind of back and forth. And this is weird because I don't have a mirror and I'm just using the,
and everything's backward on it. But
you're doing great. But you can see just like how
pretty,
healthy that looks, how it looks, this kind of like on trend look for summer. That's kind of funny to me. It's literally called sunburn. So don't go get a sunburn. But this sunburnt look is like super in. And what they mean by that is it's just like let's see what side am I? It's just very juicy, colorful cheeks are very in.
You have great cheeks too. Like you have the cheeks.
Yeah, it really accentuates your bones. This is like very hard to do, but without a mirror and
you're doing great.
You want to hit your nose too. It's like really in to have a little on your nose right now. It's like that sunburn.
Oh my gosh, that's pretty.
Yeah, it's not like super even, but you guys get the gist of it.
Yeah, no, it looks great.
I love them. And I just wish I hope they're regular lines. So if you guys try them and you like them, I think you should send Mary Kay an email. We can also put on our lips.
Beautiful.
And you can use it on your eyes even. Like this little pink color is super fun on your eyes. But what this feels like, you need to know how it feels, because how it feels is it feels like really hydrating. It feels really smooth. That hyaluronic acid is going to kind of do that plumpy all day long. And so you're not going to get dry and cakey when you're out in the sun. It's going to wear all day.
And so I was just going to say it lasts all day.
Yeah, it's going to last all day. So that's my tip. And then
let me just say, Blue Eyed Girls, that Juicy Peach on Blue Eyed Girls is so great because it really makes blue eyes pop because of that counter. I did not know that sunburn look was in. That I missed that memo.
Yeah, it's called.
Who makes these decisions is what I want to know. Who decides?
Gen Z.
It's always them.
Not the millennials. We're not relevant anymore. So
nope, you're not. No. And I'm so not relevant. I just like to say that we're wise. We're the wise ones.
Yeah, the wisdom. And you can also use your hands to apply them. But I really prefer the brush over my hands when I've tried applying them both.
I haven't used the brush to try. I'm going to do it tomorrow. Do the brush tomorrow.
It's really nice. And my other tip is like maybe use a mirror and don't use a backwards camera. But I mean, let's just say like it worked.
It's like when you're holding your phone and you're trying to do it. Yeah, I can't do that. I totally miss. Thank you, Jessye. I learned so many good things myself. Don't you love that? To learn from each other. Okay, so here's your last question. Right. What brings you the most joy? And not just your Mary Kay business, just what brings you joy, Jessye?
In general, gardening and metaphors. And so why I love gardening so much is gardening is a giant metaphor. We didn't plan to answer this question. I think I was supposed to say seeing people win. I love seeing people win.
But you kind of already said that because that was actually your,
I did. Gardening. Okay, gardening is a giant metaphor. It's like all it is metaphors all day long. Like example, the other day. So we live in the Pacific Northwest. It's been raining a lot. I spent a lot of time. First, I was excited.
Soggy.
I was like, yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, this is perfect. I can get all these plants planted. And then by the time the sun comes out, they're going to be ready to go. It won't be too hot. I was like so excited. But then it just kept raining and raining and raining and raining and raining. And I had all these roses and I was just so excited. And they had all these buds and they rotted. They literally didn't even bloom. They just rotted. But then I was out there yesterday. I was doing the deadheading, which is a metaphor in itself. Okay. So I was deadheading. And then I get out there and I see this branch and it has, you guys, like probably like 18 little tiny buds on it. Like it's just ready to go. And my metaphor is like, sometimes you got to go through the hard times and you got to do a little deadheading, but it's worth the wait, right? Because now that the sun is out, when that blooms, that's probably going to be the coolest like branch on my rose bush that I might not have gotten had it not have been raining, because it would have been too hot, right? So gardening is a giant metaphor for life, and I love gardening, and it brings me joy.
And you love metaphors, and how great. And it's so funny. It's so funny that you said that, because I've been having to trim everything back too. And I'm just like, and I go out and I talk to them. I'm like, come on, you can stick with it. It's going to be sunny soon. And be like encouraging to them. And you do see that, like you see these little struggling plants. And then like the next day, if it's sunny, like we've had that, rain, and then one day sunny, they like utilize that one day like no other ever. But I love that, Jessye, because the struggles of our life, the pruning of our life, it's taking out the stuff that's not growing. Yeah. And then we get the grapefruit, right? It's not the grapefruit, the grapefruit. Yeah. Let's be clear. I love it. Oh, Jessye, so much fun to see your face and your smile and to have you share your fun stories. And, I just love this business because it's everybody. Like you guys, when Mary Kay uses this term all the time, it just fits. It's the truth. It's the truth. There is no talk about, what is that word that's being used so much? I just totally lost it. Like where, everybody's welcome. Like there's never been a cookie cutter Mary Kay consultant. We thought there was, but we assume-sided ourselves. Yeah. And it's open for everybody, all walks of life, all seasons of life. In fact, the best seasons of life are the busiest seasons of life. And if you've tried to put gas in your car recently, it's the best season of life to start a little side gig. Even if you're just doing it for the summer to pay for your gas until this whole thing gets itself figured out. So, but we'll end on joy. That's just a metaphor. We're just going to have some fun and enjoy ourselves this summer. I appreciate your time, Jessye. Thank you so much. Bye. Give us a little love. Ask some questions in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. Bye.